We're reading from the Gospel of Luke this Sunday, and many of the days of Advent and Christmas season will be reading from Luke. Luke's Gospel, notice, reaches out to a world beyond the Jewish world of his day. He tells most of the stories about Jesus that are told in the Gospels of Mark and Matthew, but Luke emphasizes the universal message of Jesus. Jesus brings life to everybody, not just to the Jews. And so in the early chapter of Luke's Gospel, the old man Simeon, holding the infant Jesus in his arms when Mary and Joseph bring him into the temple, says that this child will be a sign of revelation to the Gentiles. Everybody. All flesh shall see the salvation of our God. John the Baptist says in today's Gospel, all flesh, everybody. The message of Christ is meant for the world, a world that's bigger than first century Palestine. And it's not just first century either. It's meant for all times, for our time as well. In today's Gospel, you can see the evangelist's universal thrust as he introduces us to John the Baptist after an impressive list of world leaders. Tiberius Caesar's there, Pontius Pilate, Herod Antipas, and Philip, the sons of Herod the Great, the Jewish priests Annas and Caiaphas. All significant figures, people you listen to. Some of them were strong opponents of Jesus. They're the power structure of his day, but Luke's not impressed with them. He tells us about the really powerful people in his world, people we should listen to, Jesus and John. How insignificant John the Baptist seems compared to an emperor or a Roman governor, powerful rulers, priests. You wonder why anybody would listen to him at all. Unkempt and in ragged clothes, John looks like a nobody as he preaches to travelers along the Jordan River on the road to Jerusalem. What power does he have? Luke answers very simply. The Word of God came to John, the son of Zechariah, in the desert. The Word of God empowered him. The Gospel today reminds us where to look for the wisdom we need to live in this world, and the wisdom our world needs to flourish and go on. We forget so easily the importance of faith, the faith that we've been given. We fall for what we think is more important and bigger and better than anything faith can tell us. We can even think that we can figure it all out ourselves. Some years ago, a man came to see me who wanted to come back to the church and to the faith, and he told me he gave up on religion because he didn't think it had anything to say to him. But he had a little daughter who went to church with his wife, and she asked him one day why he didn't go to church. And he told her what he thought about life and what it meant to him and what kind of person he wanted to be. His daughter said, "What you're saying is what they say in church, Daddy." He says, "My daughter showed me I'm missing something," he said. "I haven't been seeing it." That's what John the Baptist did in his time. Like the man's daughter, he told the people of his time they were missing something, and he was pointing out Jesus Christ. Every Advent season, John the Baptist speaks in the desert. Not the desert of his world, but the desert of our world. Prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight his paths. Every valley shall be filled. Every mountain and hill shall be made low. The winding roads shall be made straight. The rough ways made smooth. And all flesh shall see the salvation of God.